You couldn't imagine. Your movies have grossed, I think, more than $2 billion.
I had 2.2, but
Yeah, why would you know?
Over 2.2. Yeah. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
How does the ambition play for you? In other words, I mean, are you saying it comes to you, or it was somebody else's idea that if you can do rap, and if you can win Grammys, then you can do Fresh Prince. If you can do Fresh Prince, then you can do whatever the first role was. And if you can do that, then you and Tommy Lee Jones can make Men in Black.
I think with me, I'm motivated by fear.
Fear.
Fear
of what?
Fear of fear. I hate being scared to do something. I hate that feeling of the feeling that I had before I had a meeting with Quincy Jones, because it was really Quincy Jones and a guy named Benny Medina and Jeff Pollock came with the idea for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I hated being scared, that I didn't want to even take the meeting. There were opportunities during when my first year as a rapper. Bill Cosby and the people on the Cosby Show had seen my music video and called me to
be a character
to come and try out for the Cosby Show. And just every time it was set up, for some reason I couldn't make it.
The fear of fear.
The fear. I just hated that, being scared to do something. And I think what developed in my early days was the attitude that I started attacking things that I was scared of. If I was at the Arsenio Hall show, and I remember the first time being at the Arsenio Hall show, and I really felt emotionally, I felt dwarfed at the Arsenio Hall show. Hollywood was so much bigger than the music that I was making. I felt scared. And so I walked right up to Arsenio. Oh, what's up, man? What's going on, man? My name is Will Smith. I'm gonna be a big dog out here in a minute. You don't know me yet, but I'm gonna be big.
Yeah.
And I started developing the habit of attacking things that I was scared of.
That's almost Ali-like. In terms of the bravado, of that. It was Franklin Roosevelt said the only fear you have is fear itself.
Absolutely.
Remember that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The big break was what?
The big break
was it Fresh Prince? After Fresh Prince,
I think
that did it for you.
Yeah, Fresh Prince really put me on the map internationally. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is. We were just in South Africa and Mozambique.
It's still playing
Australia.
over there.
It plays insanely everywhere in the world. We're in
the power of television.
The power of television.
Yeah.
We're in a village in Mozambique called Mavalani, and there were children that didn't even speak English that was saying "Príncipe, Príncipe," because they were colonized by the Portuguese, so it's close to Spanish, and they're saying "Príncipe, Príncipe." And I'm like, that is amazing how far television goes. But I would have to say that Fresh Prince was definitely the.
You make an interesting observation that the interesting thing about if you're on television, and especially if you're a stand-up comic, or if you're doing fast-paced comedy on television, it's terrific in terms of becoming an actor.
Absolutely.
You see it with a Robin Williams.
Absolutely.
You probably Seinfeld could do it if he made movies.
Absolutely.
It is that notion of you've got to make every second.
Every second has to be perfect, has to be funny.
Has to have a payoff.
And you have about 4 seconds to figure out what it's going to be. I refer to television as the gym. Yeah. Television is really the workout for the film world.
It's where you develop the muscle.
It's where you develop the muscle. Right. And Martin and I, the fact that we had television experience was the only reason that Bad Boys was able to be successful, because we were writing it every single day on the set. But we were trained.
Yeah.
We were trained to create quickly, to move, and to shoot. And when you get into the film world, all of a sudden you have time. Say, well, no, slow down. Let's do another take. Oh, well, let's try. Oh, that was good. Let's try it another way. We were like, wait a minute.
This is a luxury.
Well, I know. Wait a minute. We get to do it twice. It was.
And that's the only scene we're going to do today.
And that's the only scene we're going to do. So wait a minute. We can do it all day long.
Yeah, we'll get it right.
Out of here. And it's such a different world. The pace of the film world is so much different than the pace of the television world. And what I also noticed in studying the transition, I looked at Robin Williams, Tom Hanks, Eddie Murphy, Jim Carrey. I studied a lot of the people that actually made the transition. And the difference with television is when people are watching a small screen, everything has to be big, you know, in order to sell it. You know, when you sell,
you got to come out of the screen.
You got to come out of the screen because the screen is so small, and people watching such a small screen, you have to be sad like this. You know what I mean? Because you got to sell that you're sad. Whereas,
sell sad.
You know, whereas in the film world, the screen is so huge, and the camera gets so much into your face that everything can be much more subtle. People will see every little twinge of your eye or every little purse of your lip, and everything is so, the camera is so much closer and the screen is so much bigger. Smaller moves translate funnier or more emotional. And that was the big thing that I concentrated on in making the initial move into the film world, just taking everything down, you know, 100 degrees.
Now, have you learned mainly from the directors you've worked with, or have you taken thousands of hours of lessons?
Well, I don't have any really formal theatrical training. I think I have a natural desire to study people. You know, when someone says something, I like to do what's called the comedy math. What made that funny? Why was that funny? Okay, well, what's funny is that they were being sardonic, and, you know, to break it down.
See, this is interesting about you. There is this notion, too, that you once looked at the top 10 grossing pictures, and they all had 7 of the 10 had creature.
7 of the 10 had
the creature, and you said, I want to make a movie with a creature.
Absolutely. I mean,
if a creature will help you do it.
Absolutely. I mean, to me, I knew that once I made it into the film world, there was no reason to be in the film world if I wasn't going to have films in the top 10 of all times. So, studying the top 10, there were creatures. I want creatures.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, if a creature will help you do it,
if
let's
a creature helps you do it, damn it,
Yeah.
give me my creatures. Where's my creatures? Actually, I told him I wanted creatures on Charlie Rose.
Where is it?
Where's my creatures?
Well, it's under here somewhere. Now, have you failed in the last 5 years, 10 years? I mean, do you consider anything you've done a failure?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Like what?
Certain things.
Because a movie didn't gross as much, is that failure?
No,
or is that
actually,
just...
the converse with Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
It felt like a failure because the film wasn't great.
Right.
You know, but did 225 million.
Yeah, and you know what people said about that? They said that's because of Will Smith. It's not because.
But I was like, oh, it hurts so bad. You know, it felt like I got what I wanted out of the deal, but my fans didn't get their half of the deal. You know,
you got your money, you gave your performance.
I got absolutely, but it wasn't. The relationship that I have with my audience is, you come to the movie to see me, you don't ask any questions, you just go to the movie theater, and I guarantee you I'm going to give you something that you're going to enjoy.
And you don't think you gave them that, even though they paid their money to come see?
Absolutely. And that hurts more than anything. I'd much rather a film flop at the box office if it's not good than...
So you don't want to be making any bad movies?
Oh yeah, I don't want to have no bad movies.
Even though they're going to pay me my money.
Absolutely. You know, I don't like that just emotionally that doesn't feel.
Now, has any part not felt good for you?
I mean, no, every part I've taken felt. I mean, I've never been on the set and
said, "Why did I do this?
Why did
this
I do
is not
never,
me.
never.
I don't like this guy. I don't like this character. I don't like this."
Not at all. I've as another part of the unspoken deal that I have with my fans is, I'm going to love it.